Welcome to the House Beyond the Supernatural podcast, the podcast that goes beyond the supernatural. All music comes from verse 13, Shadow Symphony, and Public Domain. All printing for the podcast is provided by Rainbow Press of Omaha, Nebraska. More details about this podcast can be found on the House of BTS.net. Tonight's cast includes John, J.O.N., the genius and archaeologist, played by me, Arnie. Peter, the parapsychologist, played by Nick. Cass, the psychic medium and astrophysicist, played by Kirk. And the host of House of BTS as the Game Master, Steve.
Good day and welcome to another episode. I don't really have any special announcements or any particular items to bring up, except for you local folk, Nick and I were putting some posts out just today that we're going to start looking for kind of like guest stars to come in, even if you just kind of want a cameo, an NPC on occasion, or even just kind of roll the dice for the villains sometime. You know, we're always open to suggestions, anything to help support the house and keep it going and making it funner for everyone. And I would like to make a shout out to Heinrich, my German brother from another mother. He is one of my earliest of BTS writing fans. We communicated to each other even during the weird hours between Germany and here, and we were bunkmates during one of the open house events together. I love the guy and hope to see him again at the next open house. Anyone else here?
Can I do a shout out?
Why not?
I want to give a shout out to the guy in Canada who downloaded all of our episodes today. Thank you very much. You're awesome. Let us know who you are so we can properly announce you by name.
And send down some of that maple syrup my way. I like it. It's delicious. Anyone else?
I hear crickets. All right, I guess.
Then I'll let Nick edit out all the dead airspace there, but otherwise we will get started with another one of my little podcast intros and get started in real time from there. Alright, sit back and relax. It's time to go beyond the supernatural. 4 nights ago, in the dark of night, upon a tall hilltop that overlooks Seattle in the distance, a man sits cross-legged in the middle of a summoning circle that's been dug into the earth. Along the inner circle's edge are various symbols and runes illuminated by several candles placed evenly around the circle. He wears a hooded robe that's also adorned with runes and symbols and runic necklaces, bracelets, and rings. He chants words that would be recognizable only to those who study summoning magic. As he finishes, the candles around the circle geyser up like Roman candles for a moment before returning to mere candle flames. A few feet away, inside a second larger circle with similar runes, a brightly shining dimensional portal explodes into existence, bursting out of the darkness. He shields his eyes from the vibrant shine as his eyes adjust to it. Just as he is adjusted, a large foot steps out from the portal. The summoner watches as this creature that is not of this world is stepping onto it from another world. He marvels at the impressive outline of a massive, barrel-chested humanoid, its muscular, oversized limbs like those of an ape thud upon the ground. The creature stands there, towering over the summoner for a moment, as if sizing him up. In a deep, husky voice, it asks, "Are you my summoner?" With a smile tinged with pride, the man responds, "I am. I've summoned you by the command of my mentor and master. My master is now your master, who has a great many important tasks for you." The hulking humanoid stares at the man for a moment as if in thought. "Very well. Guide me to our master. I want to begin performing these important tasks at once." Getting to his feet, the summoner says, "I will take you, but first, I must make you more presentable." Stepping outside the summoning circle, the man moves to a nearby body bag. Unzipping it, he pulls the flap down, revealing the body of a naked human male. The body's in good shape, save for a gouge over his heart as if he's been stabbed. And whoever this man was, he's just died, likely killed less than an hour ago. I used his life force to help summon you here, and now his body is yours to inhabit. With a wicked grin stretched across its large toothy maw, it says, "He will do." The monster begins writhing, its pale skin squirming and rippling, as if hundreds of bugs were crawling inside him. Then his body collapses and discorporates, becoming a terrifying mass of what must be 1,000 or more beetles. With the moonlight shining upon the carapace of each one, the beetles skitter across the grass and into the mouth of the body. The summoner watches on, too engrossed in this spectacle to notice what's happening on the other side of the portal. From the light shining within it, several silhouettes of child-sized creatures with glowing red eyes are spat out moments before the portal closes in on itself. In the cover of darkness, they all get to their feet as their collective attentions are attracted to the bright lights of Seattle in the distance. Malicious grins stretch wide across all their villainous faces as they begin scampering their way to the city. Just as the last of the beetles invade the body, the eyes open. With the summoner's help, the inhabited body stands tall and refreshed, the hole in his chest quickly sealing as if it was never there. Handing the now hidden monster a backpack with clothing for it to dress its naked human shell with, the summoner assists the monster before leading it down the hill into a car. After both are inside, the monster says, "Tell me of the ways of this world, and of the master I now serve." Turning the keys in the ignition, the summoner replies, "Well, of course. The first thing you must know is that our master's grand plans have been years in the making, decades in fact, and we are close to completing them. You will help our master to complete them." Excellent. Together, they drove into the night for parts unknown. Present time. Around 3 a.m. The pitch black of an underground four-way section of an old storm drain tests the boundaries and strength of the investigators' light sources. Their lights illuminating a body lying face down in the watery muck. Rainwater trickles towards, around, and past the body, keeping its clothing soaked. Where the rainwater cannot reach, the body is covered in slimy grime and filth. It reeks of a rotting fishy smell. The only sounds to be heard down here comes from the slight humming and thrumming of the city above them, occasional water drips, the trickle of rainwater running down the storm drain, and the movements of the investigators. Kneeling over the body, Peter, the team's parapsychologist, examines it. While having no real experience in forensics, his education, training, and knack of investigating crime scenes tell him that while the man died here, he was not attacked here. He must have been attacked elsewhere and ran this way, and when he couldn't run anymore, he began crawling to escape his attacker. After sharing this info with the team, Cass is about to ask if Peter knows what it was that killed the man, when Giles speaks up as if right behind him. "You can glean this information for yourself, Cass."
Oh yeah? How can I do that? Using the olfactory?
"You must touch the body and concentrate. The information will come to you."
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and try to find out what happened.
Getting close to the body, your heart jumps a beat as you feel a slight adrenaline boost. This man was near something supernatural recently. The boost is strong enough to give you a ×2 investigative level ISP increase. Touching the exposed hand of the body and concentrating on it, you begin to acquire information and visions. The body is male. His first name is Paul. He was 21 years old when he died, and his cause of death was from exsanguination. Perhaps the most important bit of information is that the supernatural was involved in his death. Upon learning this, you see a vision, the face of a creature you've never seen before. Its face is best described as being about the size of a man's head, but has the look and shape of a fish. Its eyes are black and empty, like a doll's eyes, while its mouth is filled with sharp dagger-like teeth. The two front teeth are particularly large. They appear to be at least a foot tall, sharp and dangerous, and are so tall they insert into holes in the upper lip of the creature when it closes its mouth. You appear to be seeing this image through the eyes of Paul, just as he was being attacked by it. The vision fades away and the information stops coming. Seizing the moment while the other two are distracted, John turns away to look over the contents of the wallet he secretly lifted from the body moments earlier. I promised you a more complete list of what's in the wallet, and I'm about to deliver to you, John. You have a pen ready, or if you care to know. Yes, here we go. So what you find in its contents includes a Washington State driver's license, full name Paul McDonald, 21 years old, lives in Shoreline, and he's an organ donor. A Washington State University ID, which has the Marine Biology Department etched on the bottom of it. He has a pay stub from Elliot's Oyster Shack, which is a seafood restaurant near Elliott Bay. $52 in cash, most of which is small bills, likely tip money, and a debit card. Meanwhile, Peter continues to examine the body, paying closer attention to the slimy grime and filth.
Did he have keys? I have keys written down from last time.
I might have mentioned keys and didn't write
And
it
a
here
dead-
because the wallet was what I centered on. So if I
Dead
said it
cell
last
phone
week,
and keys.
dead cell phone keys, I do remember the cell
Got it.
phone. But
All
there
right.
you go. If I said it last week, it's still active. I just know I mentioned I'd give you a better wallet.
Yeah, because I
thing.
can totally look this up on like the podcast and find out what was in
Yeah,
there.
I'm gonna check
You
the
can't
podcast.
shortchange
Yeah.
me.
Oh yeah, Peter continues to examine the body, paying closer attention to the slimy grime and filth on the body. The first thing he discerns is that the rotting fishing smell is coming from the grime, not the man himself. His biology skill, since you had the skill, I will not require you to roll in this case. I just need as long as you had it, this is one of those automatics I'll give you. His biology skill points out that a lot of the grime and filth is made up of bits and pieces of fish, crustaceans, and plant leaves. Judging by them, the fish bits look like various species of salmon. The crustaceans include crab, prawn, crayfish, barnacles, and while the plants are aquatic in nature, and all are native to the Pacific Northwest. This doesn't make sense, as Elliott Bay couldn't reach this far into the storm drain unless the floods occurred recently, and that has not been the case. The investigation is interrupted by a peculiar and frightening sound, a mixture of hissing and hoarse howling that echoes through the storm drain. Something about it sends a chill down all of their spines.
What the hell was that?
Where's that coming from?
Apparently somebody took John's voice tonight. That monster just steal your voice? Don't you have some kind of
Didn't have anything to say.
schmarmy comeback?
What makes you think it's a monster, the GM asks.
I don't know. Just it's not like John to be at a loss for words.
Maybe it's not John. Maybe it's Juan.
Juan? Hey, Juan.
Instead of picking on me, why don't you guys figure out what the hell's making that noise?
I've given you plenty of backdrop and recap from last episode. You're up. I could keep writing all night you want.
Hey, Cass, you were
No.
in the military, right?
Sure.
Why don't you take point?
No, I think you should tonight, buddy.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I got it.
You can go. I'll go in the middle.
Yeah. Good.
You pick up the rear. You're gonna like that.
I
Get a
can
nice
keep
view
I can
from
keep
back
an
there.
eye on your stupid ass.
I'm gonna walk along. I want to see if I got any internet access. Do I get any bars down here?
You have nothing of any sort down here like that. I've actually already made rolls for it.
This is bullshit. This fucking coverage in this town sucks.
I'm gonna use my demon and monsters. Try to figure out what it is.
Make a roll then. This is a good start.
One of you guys are like a tracker, right?
No.
94.
Where the hell did that crabby old guy go?
Whatever that was, you have no idea what it
I don't know what that is.
Back up, son. I got this.
I am the worst
was. Peter
psychic
gets
medium ever.
incredibly brave with the oddball.
23.
Well,
Show off.
Maybe, it's your choice if you wish to share this info with Cass, but frankly, you don't know what that is either, so. You've not heard that quite that sound. Something here sounds very different to what you heard before. But if you choose to share that, sure.
Don't worry. It's not going to hurt you.
He looks like he's gonna make some shit up.
You can't tell because he's wearing his helmet.
I can see it through
Squinting.
the astral plane. I can see into the astral plane and see it.
Cass, give me a perception roll, please.
Hey! Crit fail.
Wow. Just wow.
This is the way it's gonna go tonight, boys.
Are you wearing, like, visor over your face? What's going on? Did we make you a helmet without an eye socket? Are you just like Luke Skywalker right
Well,
now?
John, since you're being quiet over there, you might be feeling more perceptive than the others right now. How about making a perception roll, please?
I can't see
Before all of us
anything with
get
this
killed
flash
by
shield
something.
7.
7. Matt, you got nothing either. This
Glad
is
I'm
all
in
on
the
you.
middle.
This is all on you, Dr. Oddball.
14.
14. All right. Perhaps it's a spoke of the audio system that's your mechanic, your techanic was good enough to install in your helmet. But yeah, you hear the slight sounds of footsteps coming from the south direction of the four-way that we're in.
It's that way. Let's go.
How did I miss that?
Oh my god, I can't believe it either.
It's like echoey and reverberating. Would you quit talking so much so we can hear this stuff? It's dangerous stuff down here.
Where did I find you guys? Jesus Christ.
Therapy.
Ah, that explains it.
Let's head towards the feet.
Aiming all your flight sources towards that direction, you'll have to pause immediately. As your lights illuminate the shiny, wet, scaly body of what on first glance might be described as a kind of merman.
Whoa!
Oh my god, that's what I saw in my vision.
Its long, webbed feet splash in the rainwater as it stalks towards you all. Its long and sleek yet bulbousy arms ending with long webbed fingers which in turn end with dagger-like talons. From its average height, 5-foot-tall stature, the grayish-green colors of its sleek and scaly body to its long, sleek limbs, it's not much to look at or be impressed by. Its head, however, is much more frightening to behold. The head is fish-shaped and squats on its shoulders as if having no neck. Its eyes are black and empty like a doll's eyes, and do not retract at your light sources. In its mouth are sharp dagger-like teeth. Its two front teeth are particularly large. They appear to be at least a foot tall, and they are so tall they insert into holes in the upper lip of the creature when it closes its mouth. Anyone here happen to have the biology skill or the history skill specifically in South America?
I have biology.
Those of you with either one of those skills, make a roll, please.
Missed it by 3.
Jesus Christ. Ale.
No
We're
extra info for it. Yeah. I don't know, have we had one successful roll?
Yes.
Really? Well, the 14, I guess,
one.
was close enough. I was like, yeah, I'll take it. I was getting desperate. Let's see here. Its arms move into a ready position as it gets closer to the three of you, as if it's about to draw handguns. Cass, a jolt of adrenaline that charges through you. Your base ISP multiplies by ×4, and your olfactory omens get a scent of salty water with a tinge of rotting fish to it.
It's like Ron Jeremy's
Smells
house.
like your apartment.
Smells like home in here.
Oh my god.
I should sell this candle scent to Bath and Body Works.
Like Grandma?
What does it smell like? Tuna?
Tuna and
And a
ass.
swimming pool.
Weird. Its jaws snap as if in anticipation of feeding, and with a sudden jerk, the creature darts at you all, its body a blur of quick movements. Everyone attempt a save versus horror factor of 12. If successful, roll for initiative.
I got a 12.
I got a 12.
17!
Whoop it! We have broken the ice.
Initiative. 9.
15.
Dickhead.
I got a 12.
So I heard, 15 was the highest?
That's right.
Yeah.
That was me.
You're in the back, right?
Yep, I'm going to shoot
All right.
John in the head.
Well, this is going to be action 1 for you. It looks like this thing's coming right at your parapsychologist pal.
It's coming right for us.
It's in
No, it's coming right for him. That's what you're saying.
All right. I think I should arm my Beretta and charge it with my Spirit Strike.
You're going to try to punch at it with a spirit strike?
Yep.
All right. Give it a go. 13.
13.
Since you are all standing reasonably close together, we'll have an opportunity to see this and try to dodge it, or at least parry it. And it definitely parries. It is a lot faster than you would anticipate.
Screw you, fish face.
15s and a pair of 12s over here.
Yeah, John can go next.
I got a 9.
Oh.
You got a
9, 12.
So you're up next, Peter.
Well,
Come on, Peter. Let's kick its ass, Seabass.
Peter, yeah, defend yourself. This thing's coming right at you.
I'm going to whip out my dead-on Annihilator Super Hammer.
That's not what I thought you were going to say.
I'm going to go for wherever I can hit him.
Well, if when all else fails, going for main body is always the standard.
That's a 4.
4 is, on the good news, it's a hit, but it is not enough to get past its armor rating. Kind of bounces off it like it's got kind of a rubbery hide to it, maybe kind of like a dolphin or a shark. The creature jerks its arm right at you. Its talons coming in more of a stabbing motion than a slashing motion, as you might expect them to do. Coming right at you. With a 18 altogether, it's a fierce strike. I believe you can parry that or possibly dodge it.
I'm going to try to parry it with my face. The helmet. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just going to try to parry it.
It's a fair point. I should try to work up an armor rating on your helmet. SDC is probably not much since it's a touchy sensory tool, but that's for another time.
I got a 12.
You got a 12. Well,
You're eviscerated.
Yeah, you're done.
Your
Peter's dead.
intestines
Peter
slip out of
has
your abdominal
perished.
cavity.
I'm not even going to
Get
roll.
tangled up in your feet.
Peter has died.
It
Fall
is
backwards. Crack
that-
open your head on the
That
cement.
was an instant death strike. It comes at you
Your brains
with
ooze
a
out.
ninjas and super spies karate jab, and it shows you your heart just before you die. No, it's not. Jeez, relax.
How
people.
much money is in your bills rolled?
It's not like.
Peter doesn't carry cash.
Oh, yeah. Here we go.
Damage.
Well, damage itself was only a mere 5 points of SDC. However, when the monster's talons jab your abdomen beyond the expected pain, you feel a strange and unexpected sensation, like the pressure of something being forced into you. It reminds you of getting a shot at the doctor's office, but a lot more force behind it. Attempt to save versus horror factor, please.
I got a 16.
While you're keeping your cool, you can't help but feel like tiny things are now swimming around inside you, just under the skin.
Oh,
You
motherfucker.
just got
Now I'm pregnant
fertilized.
and I need a new suit. Motherfucker. God damn it. How am I going to raise these kids? Son of a bitch. I'm betting I'm going to get any alimony off this asshole.
Didn't even buy you a drink first.
Didn't even buy you dinner,
How
buddy.
much water is at our feet?
Not much more than a couple of inches.
Right.
I'm glad you brought that up, though, because it is worth mentioning.
But it's
If I hadn't
slimier
already.
than shit there.
Point being, it's a fair point. Making any sudden movements in the, considering that between the couple inches of rainwater and the basic where the rest of the surface of this is covered in a layer of slime, there is a -1 to dodging, and basically any particularly failed attempt could be subject to slipping and sliding, potentially injuring yourself in the mud. So take heed.
All right. So the phone I had in my hand,
Yes.
my left hand, wasn't going to be my main phone because I was going to Google this guy's name, and I wasn't going to Google his name on my real phone since we're by his body. So I'm just going to drop that phone and bring that hand up to the fore end of the shotgun, and I'm going to give him a shot.
Letting him have it.
And I'm going to move back a few steps as I do it.
Go ahead and fire. This thing.
Okay, I got an 8. That's not armor worthy, but
It is not, but at least it's a hit. And keep in mind, as you're hitting it with a shotgun at point blank range, you still may knock it over. So yeah, the fortunate on that is yes, you knocked it. You sent it flying back a few feet, and does it keep its balance?
I'm the master of combat.
It does. This creature does not keep its balance. It falls on its back for a moment.
What a turd burglar.
It'll take its next action, getting back to its feet.
You two want to help out here?
Action
That's
Action
actually
two?
what's going on for me.
2. Action 2 over here for cats.
I'm gonna try it. It's on the ground.
It has fallen to the ground. And
I'm
your ears
gonna.
are ringing a little bit
Tackle
with a
him.
close range shotgun blast in the tunnel.
I'm going
Tackle
to
him. We'll have
What?
2 bodies to hide.
What?
Yeah. You enjoy the tinnitus.
What? I'm gonna try to shoot him while he's down, I guess.
Gonna fire your Beretta upon him.
Yep.
Shoot yourself in the foot. Come on, 1. Damn it.
12.
Good job.
I see a 12 over there, which I know is more than enough for a hit. And let's see here, this thing cannot dodge because it already took its first action. Even then, it is prone, which would have negatives anyway. But you have hit it for 12. I need you to give me some damage, my good man.
13.
13. Right to the SDC.
There you go, John. I'm helping out. We may have to put Peter down though. He's getting some gills.
I got a weird. Oh, weird look on his face.
He's turning a weird. His hand. Wait, you can't see nothing. Never mind. Fucker wears gloves and a suit and a fucking helmet. Can't tell nothing. We don't even know if that's really Peter in there.
It lets out a shriek of pain, and that brings it to Peter before it gets back to its feet.
I'm gonna take my hammer, flip it over, and use the sharp end on the bottom and just stab it right in the neck.
Going for a stabbing action to the neck. All right, so there you will need to make a hit at the neck. But on my called shot locations note here, I'm really glad I brought this tonight. To hit in the neck is you're looking for a 15 altogether.
16.
That is an excellent hit.
Boom!
It will try to parry, and not with a roll like that. Clearly on the ground, you have the advantage over it.
5 damage.
Well, actually, it is not only does it does double damage directly to hit points. In fact, so it is 10 right to hit point.
Are you gonna do anything here?
I am not going to shoot at the creature with Peter standing over its head.
No, he's got the right
I'm-
idea because if
Good
he
point,
misses,
good point.
I'm not a
good
very
point.
good shot.
Good
if he
point.
misses, it is very likely Peter that gets hit. Yeah, he's putting thought behind it.
We gotta put him out of his misery anyway, because you know he's turning into Merman.
You're losing it, man.
What
I'm going to pull out this sandwich from my pocket.
I'm just gonna start eating this sandwich.
He turned into
I'm
George
kinda
Costanza.
hungry. It's delicious.
When we were going over inventory last week, I don't recall a sandwich being amongst your contents.
That's implied, dude.
John always has a sandwich.
John's always got food because the fucker's always hungry.
So his implied sandwich. Give me a perception roll then, John, if you would, please.
I really don't need a sandwich. I was just excuse in case you hear my chewing.
Gotcha.
His full-
7.
7.
Salty.
7, I'm going to put it as just
That's
enough.
what she said.
You barely hear the sounds of a footstep in the rainwater behind you.
Ah!
We'll leave it there. Getting back to action 3.
Better be a merman, because I'm going to turn the fuck around and fire without even fucking looking.
Is it my turn?
Yes.
It is. It's back to me. All right, I'm gonna.
It is action 3 in round 1. Or melee round 1.
So Peter's still standing over Fishman, right?
Indeed, he is.
I'm gonna go walk over to the Fishman because I don't want to shoot Peter either.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna shoot him in the fucking head.
All right. You are looking for a 12 or better to hit in the head.
That would be an 18.
That's right on target.
So we got 26 points of damage. Looks like I'm back. It's only taken like 4 episodes for my dice to come back to me.
But you knew one day they would be there for you again.
Yes, sir.
It lets out a horrific squeal or shriek of pain as you've blasted it in the head, dazing it. It will not get up this action due to being stunned.
Are you gonna keep eating your sandwich over there? Yep.
Alright. Peter, action 3.
I'm going to go for a body shot. I'm not going to go all fancy-wise and go for the head again. So that is an 18.
That sounds like a good strike, and with him being stunned, he has, well, actually, he's already negative bonuses anyways, and with a roll like that, he ended up in the negative, so, not a whole lot he can do right now.
7 damage.
7 damage. Right to the old abdomen. It does not look like he's going to take another hit like that. He is shrieking and crying, and black ichor is spewing out from holes, the numerous holes you all have placed in him. John, as mentioned, you heard the sound of something stepping in the rainwater in the tunnel behind you.
Is it my turn then?
It is.
Without turning around, I've heard something behind me. I'm going to run forward past these two. I'm going to jump over them with some parkour or something. I do have a
Such a
gymnastics
coward.
skill.
Such a
I'm
coward.
hauling ass to put them in between me and the sound.
Getting used to it. I'm not surprised by this at all.
Neither am I. He's such a coward.
It's fine.
He always runs.
I'm a lover, not a fighter. You'll learn this when I meet your character's loved ones.
Mine are all dead, asshole. Jesus.
I don't have any. I'm an
But in the
orphan.
world that goes beyond the supernatural, just because your family is dead doesn't mean they won't recover. Or at least stand up again.
That's just not right.
I'm merely stating the fact of the world. I'm not saying that they would, but they could. got suspiciously quiet in here, so. Alright, action 3. John has bolted parkour style over and around the other two parties, putting whatever that was making the sound between, putting them between him and whatever was making the sound. Got it noted.
Get that parkour!
God damn dick.
That brings us to action number 4.
Alright, I'm just gonna shoot him. Try to put him out of our misery.
Me?
That would be an 18.
That was a fine shot, even if it was up close. Reroll that, please.
Glad I can knock him
nice.
down. Get this combat
14.
easy for you guys.
It lets out one final cry of pain before it lies back on before it falls limp on the ground, and it begins discorporating into a watery, smelly slime that reeks of dead fish. Perception roll for you, Peter.
8.
You can't help but wonder what the hell was causing John to run so fast like that.
Yeah, John. What was behind you?
We'll find out soon enough.
Well,
I'm sure of it.
Cass, you want to go
Since
check
you-
it out?
Obviously, this is why he's a parapsychologist and not a man of action, because he took the time to ask as opposed to simply look.
Well, yeah, I guess I am looking in that direction. I don't...
I say, dear boy, where are you running?
Why are you
running
running,
that way?
John?
Let's go!
Let's go.
As opposed to looking behind him.
Well, I figured I was like this, so here's the body. There's his head.
There's Fish Man.
Here's John. Here's me.
What's your speed?
So I'm kind of looking that way anyway.
I'm like right here. So, we're both kind of working over there.
I'll allow it.
Awesome.
Aiming your light source, or at least your oddball in that direction, there is another one of these things coming right at you.
Oh, Jesus.
Another one. It's coming right for us.
Fuck.
This time I'm going to get away from John's shotgun.
This time, there I see. So I'll go ahead and restart the round. Being as we have a new one incoming at us. Perception over here, Cass, as well as you, John. I'm looking for all eyes. We have a critical perception?
Yeah.
Oh, crap.
Holy, yeah.
22.
4.
Well, the long and short of it, it looks like not only is this one coming at this group now, there's another one coming from one of the other tunnel entrances. Or one of the other tunnels that lead to this four-way cross point.
Dear God, what are we going to do?
Okay, now I'm going to consider the second one behind me. It's
Well,
in,
I guess
in one
in this
direction.
instance, both of them would be behind you at this point.
So these two, Peter and Cass, are in between both of them and me.
That's pretty. I mean, the way it looks,
Pretty
at
much,
these
'cause you
these
ran.
two,
Comfortable with that.
These two are
Okay.
looking right at these two, not at you. Since you're several
All right.
feet down the tunnel.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure I was in a good position.
If good position
a
means-
strategic location. Good by strategic, I mean not getting killed.
Then yes,
Which
you
is
are successful.
Kind of the wise thing to do in one situation. Is
All right,
this.
so now there are two creatures.
Use your
Reroll
pawns.
initiative, everyone.
17.
13.
18.
I have a 20 with my second one.
18.
And it's 3, 4, 6. Looks like over here, Cass. Even though you rolled an 18, this thing rolled a 20. It comes at you with a blinding speed, and it tries to snap at you. Getting altogether a 16. It's a good roll.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to bite off your face. And we're going to make you wear a mask. Because we're not going to let you walk around with us with half of the
Yeah, I didn't
face.
parry that.
All right.
I'm gonna get impregnated now, too. Jesus Christ.
And as it rolled above the required call strike for it, as its mouth clamps down, blinding pain races through your forearms as its teeth mercilessly pierce your flesh. Attempt to make a saving throw versus pain.
You're going to go down like a little baby.
The pain is so intense it makes you flinch, losing your next action. You have another one coming right at you, but you have the initiative.
I'm going for it. Hammer up, going for it.
Just
You
gonna
gonna
hit
charge it?
Just gonna charge it.
I can treat that as a power strike. It'll be 2 actions, but you can do it.
That is a 10.
10 would be enough to get over its, would be enough for the armor rating. And unfortunately, it rolls a 13 for its parry. Definitely smacking it aside.
Uh-oh. He's gonna impregnate you, too. Again.
In this case, you see both of its arms coming out at you in a shoving motion.
What
Altogether getting 12.
What are you doing, eh?
That's a 2.
We're awesome. Good night.
TPK. You ready for it?
I need you to roll percentage dice for me, please. To avoid being knocked down.
40.
Let's see here. You have been knocked to the ground on your ass.
You're all wet. Dirty storm drain water.
Thanks,
It's
John.
not fecal matter. All right.
Action 1 for John over here. Who's a safe distance
It's time to save Peter's ass. We're gonna fucking fire center mass. Going for this thing. The one that just knocked Peter down.
One that just pushed him down.
Yeah, Cass can fend for himself. He'll be fine. I rolled an 8.
Well, it's
Maybe I'll knock him down.
he'll need to save against
That
being...
guy's fired.
Well, I'll still give it a roll. It will not be as high, being as you were not point blank like you were with the other one. This one I will treat as being more than 10 feet away, so I will need to roll see if I do better. And it successfully keeps its feet. It teeters a step or two, but it stands.
I'll get him next time.
Brings it to action.
By next time,
2.
I mean next month when I come back
Over
to the
here,
storm
as
drain with
says
some mercenaries.
Cass, you are suffering and searing pain. Its mouth is still clamped firmly on your arm, and seizing the opportunity, it's trying to jab its talons into you.
No!
Altogether, with bonuses involved, it's a 17. Jesus Christ. Your arms are trying to flail. Crit fail.
And he's back.
Yeah. And he's
Oh.
back. Well, the good news, I just rolled Snake Eyes for the damage, so you're only going to see 4 points altogether, but similar to what was described earlier, suddenly you are not feeling so well as you kind of feel the, I guess I'll just kind of give it that quick repeat.
Oh my god, I'm impregnated too.
Where the hell was that? Beyond the experienced pain, you feel a strange and unexpected sensation, like the pressure of something being forced into you. It reminds you of getting a shot at the doctor's office, but with a lot more force behind
This
it.
is really hard not to just turn tail and run.
Yeah, it is.
And I need you to make a save versus horror factor.
16.
16, you keep your cool, but you can't help but feel like tiny things are now swimming around inside you, just under the skin.
Was that 4 points of damage to your hit points or SDC?
Oh, the SDC.
Okay.
And this thing's mouth is still clamped around your forearms, which you lost this action to. So next, you could start trying to pry it loose, possibly, or do something else besides panic at your situation. This brings it back over to action 2. Yes, action 2 for Peter. You've been pushed to the ground.
I don't think I have an action 2 because I did the power shot.
You would be correct. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Shot
keeping
myself
it
right in
real.
the foot.
The creature, even though it just got shot, it stands. It looks. Well, actually, give me a perception roll. This you might pick up on something here. You're a perceptive guy.
16.
16 will have it. It
Fish
is more than enough.
testicles.
You've noticed this thing when it pushed you. It literally was strictly a shoving motion to keep you on the ground. It could have easily injured you or done far worse. But it did not. So after it had pushed you down, after it gets shot by this guy over here, its attention is now turned to him as they start charging at him.
They?
So, or this.
Oh, okay.
This. No, not. Okay, there is a they there, but this one that shoved him is now coming after you after you blasted at him, but it's going to take him an action to run to you.
John, try talking to it. John, try talking to it.
So action 2, John.
Talk to it, John. Talk to it.
I really want to run away. I feel like that would be a super dick move, so I'm going to try one more time to shoot it. As it's
Alright.
coming towards me.
Yes, it is. It's running right at you.
Alrighty, here it goes. A 15.
Alright, it will try a dodge as it's running at you. As you, in this case, fired upon it, it suddenly exploded into water and splashed upon the floor of the tunnel. Perception roll, please.
16.
A second splashing sound is heard behind you.
Behind me now.
Behind you.
Like
in the tunnel behind you.
like a footstep or a splashing noise?
No, it's like a splashing sound, not
Like
specifically
shit
a
hitting
footstep
the
noise.
water.
Weird. Alright. Damage? Did I?
No
damage it?
damage. Basically, think of this as a unique dodge.
Alrighty.
So yeah, the splashing sound, somewhere between a splash and like a jet of water sound.
So we're in a tunnel, right?
Oh yeah,
Did
well,
it teleport or jump over
you
me or
are
something?
you are in a tunnel with it. As you fired at it, it just kind of turned into water and just splashed upon the ground
okay.
into the rainwater.
Alright, sure. Alright. I hope you guys enjoy being eaten. As, next action, I am out of here.
Perception roll, please.
It's nothing new.
17.
17. Spinning around the run, you see a geyser of water jet up from the draining rainwater. The jet quickly
I'm not-
converts.
It's behind me?
This is what it's doing now, yes.
Right, I'm gonna go forward towards Cass because that one is attached to his arm or something, I think. So
Going right at Cass because that one's attached to his arm. That you can do. That brings it then to action 3.
maybe as I'm running by, I'll drop that shotgun down and fire blindly at you too. Maybe I'll hit him, and not you.
Maybe you'll hit him.
And then Cass will be dead.
So that brings us to action 3, where now you have your action. This thing continues to. Once this thing grabs into you, then the next action strictly it lets go and lets go of you with its mouth, stepping back a few steps.
Alright, I'm gonna try to shoot it in the head.
Going for a headshot. This is point blank range, so the odds are with you.
Odds with you is rolling a
12.
1.
12 is very likely. 11. It tries to dodge just enough, but you are a little too fast for it. Reroll that too. Nice, Jim.
28.
Oh, crap. 28 directly to the head. I need to roll to see if it'll be stunned. It's his stun.
Excellent. Easy for me to run right back.
God, I love John's cowardly character.
But he's so excellent. That will take up that one's action. Over here, Peter.
And it's an action for me to get up, right?
You can take the action getting back to your feet.
That's what I'm doing.
Perfect. So action 3.
Running past these guys.
Alright. And you said you want to fire at the one as you're running?
Yeah, if I can do that.
You'll be negative 1 for running while shooting. But yes.
A 2.
Jesus
Well,
Christ. Shot me in the leg, you motherfucker!
If it was a 1, it would have been him. So we're okay.
You shot me.
So you run right past him going into the tunnel across the way. I need a perception roll from you, John.
11.
No. John, I have a surprise for you.
You're going for a total party kill?
He's
Well,
going
I'm always
for
trying to do that. It is
triple-
a horror game after all.
Triple impregnation of fish people.
You were mentioning, make sure I'm getting this right. You mentioned you were going to drop the shotgun when you were running past him, or did you decide to hold on to that? I didn't.
No, I didn't drop it.
Okay, I misunderstood. Still carrying your shotgun. All right, need to notice because this next part is important.
About to get F in the A.
All right, getting to running in the hall. You will be surprised or even shocked by the blinding reaction of one of these things. As you're running right at it, it reaches its arms around you like a big bear hug.
So there's a fourth one.
There is now. You didn't know it was there. Before you can react to it, you see everything getting taller and larger around you. No,
I'm shrinking.
not taller. You seem to be shrinking. Roll on the save versus horror factor, please.
I've already failed that. I rolled a 15 to save versus horror factor.
Nice roll.
Okay,
You would have had to have been tall on this one, but you did well. Let's see here. Where was I? Your vision becomes blurry, as if your eyes are open underwater. You feel a strange sensation as if you're falling into a pool of water. The light suddenly goes dark. Your ears fill with water and pressure. Instinctively, you hold your breath as you understand that you are now underwater. The creature no longer holds you, but your situation's not really improved, and you don't know how to swim. It's a good stop. It's an excellent stop.
All right, I don't get it. What happened?
That sounds like a perfect time to end this episode.
Yeah.
So, this is Nick, and I've been playing Peter, and to my right is...
Arnold. And I've been playing John.
Well, sort of.
Kurt. Yeah, this is Kurt. Been playing Cass.
And Steve, otherwise known as the host of the House of BTS, as the Game Master.
All right, guys. See you next week.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Mic on? Your mic on?
Yeah, my mic is on.
All
it's
right.
on, okay?
I'm just making sure. I'm tired of audio problems.
What's audio problems?
Dirty, leaky anal sex.
What do you mean? What do you mean audio problems?
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Test.
I don't want this all
Test.
up in my gross.
Test.
How's this?
Stop eating the microphone.
What about
I'm not
now?
eating the
Stop
microphone.
eating the microphone.
I'm not eating the microphone. Test.
Drop this bitch. Alright, how's this work? I'm about this far away. I'm going to talk about this. I'm probably going to get louder.
You're gonna talk like this?
What?
How's that?
Try about like that.
Like what? With my face up like this? I'm not going to do this. This is uncomfortable.
It's called Bring the
Damn
Mic
it.
Closer to You.
Whatever.
I love the bloopers before the episode.
I gotta move all the cords again. 'Cause they don't move like they did.
Move,
Spit
move,
out.
move, move.
No, they're all wrapped up
Move.
underneath.
Move, 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 move,
No, I
move.
mean this bitch.
You ready for this, Steve?
La, 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 la.
Screw seems extra spunky tonight.
Oh, there we go. Oh shit!
Oh, Arn just broke the table. Arn just
broke
broke.
the table.
He broke the
Pops
table.
out.
He broke the table. He broke the table.
your
Arn just broke the table.
Oh, their tongue down there. That's why they're not going.
There's
Yeah.
a tongue
It's
down
not this
there.
thing.
No, they're tied.
Something tongue in the wires.
Someone's tongue in the water. Hey man, I don't judge.
All right.
Oh, that would probably help.
Yeah, there we go. I was like, what?
All right, sound check. Here we
Usually I
go.
have no problem hearing Steve.
Here we go. Hey, baby girl. Before
Hey, baby
we
girl.
take this any closer, I must ask: are you at least 18? How'd that sound?
That's good.
Okay,
All right.
sounds good.
I just
I'm
wanted
good.
that little bit of silence. All right.
Testing. Test, test.
I didn't get your belch last week though.
I'll get you another one.
Okay.
He's always good for a belch.
It sounded awesome at what I had because there was no line, so I was just like, because it was like,
I can easily replicate that.
It was a good one.
Q&A, house rule changes and updates, or any other outside meta notes begin here.
You can stop that.
Wow.
That is my note to start doing my stuff. But I
I
love your
think,
enthusiasm.
I think Arn that should be the opening for the show.
The 1930s announcer there, I think that was going well.
That was pretty damn good.
I like it.
This way.
Get out this silence here.
That is the most agreeable summoned creature I've ever heard of. I mean, he was just like ready to please. That's customer service
Yes.
right there.
Let me service you.
Some creatures
right now.
are far more amicable to service than others. I agree. Because, in fact, I have played a summoner who was killed by something he summoned and tried to control and failed miserably. I think that was the last time I played the fantasy game, for that matter. Alright. Okay, Nick, bring the editing back to now.
Action.
And action! Note for Nick, cue the water drips, cave sounds, echoey sounds. Pete,
I don't think he'd go for the hand.
you don't think you'd go for the hand? What would you
No.
go for, Kirk?
I
You
would
think
go.
you go for like a dead hand or a dead face, or what do you think
I would
Cass
go for the
touch?
hand. I would go for the hand.
Most common answer is the hand. I think that was like on Family Feud once.
I think-
what part
I
of a
think,
dead body are you most likely to touch?
I
Is
think-
it hand?
I think old John was trying to put in some innuendo there.
What would John reach for on a
He'd
dead
grab for his
John
asshole.
wouldn't. John would reach for his pocket.
his wallet.
He would
Which
take-
I will get to that. In fact, I've already got
he
that.
would try to take his wallet.
That's funny you would say that. I got.
I mean, I gleaned a bunch of information off this guy.
Well, we know he stole the cash.
Got it. I don't know. Stealing might be a strong word. You might be confiscating it for the good of the community.
I wish your spirit guide was like a frat kid. Oh, dude, if you want any information on that guy, you gotta teabag him.
If mental note, should Arnie ever play a psychic medium, I know just the kind of guide I'm going to give him. Touch his hand, that'd be gnarly.
Dude.
You're gonna have to shove that Bud Light bottle up his ass, dude. What? That doesn't sound cool at all. No, dude, you gotta
No,
do
you
it.
do it. You got to do it. I want to
You
see
really
you do
want the vision, you gotta do it.
it. You got to do it, and then you got to stick it up your own ass.
What
And then
frat
I-
did you go to? I mean,
And then I need his eye.
Excuse me while I whip this out.
The new sheriff's a what?
I'm gonna
Where
go.
all the white women at?
So I think I just cussed enough for all of you guys tonight. So there we go.
I think I blew that out of the water. So I was literally totally forgot that I was going to try not to swear tonight.
I could re-edit it. Be like, mother puss bucket. Now I need a goddamn another suit.
Granny's panties.
Son of a nutcracker.
Biscuit eating bulldog.
You know what? I know I had it written down in this mess somewhere, but I'll be danged if I know where that went. And I need to see if he can make a save against that. It's been a little bit since I've looked at these, so let me remind myself how that works.
next shot's gonna be a called shot to his nads.
Merman's got nads.
Well, if this thing's truly just impregnated Peter over here, would it actually have nads?
Maybe it's a seahorse.
No, you're next. Because
You're going to
turning
turn
into
into
one of these
fish
guys.
pan next.
we gotta put you down. Double tap the head, man. He's your friend.
Alright,
you
here
can
we
do it,
go.
Cass. Kind of like Lassie. Lassie? No, Old Yeller.
Old Yeller.
Might as well just do Lassie too.
Nicely done, Peter. Nicely done. That was my Dr. Smythe impression. Nicely done, Peter.
It sounds like Dracula.
Hey.
Maybe to you.
Maybe to me. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah.
So yeah, that was such a bad.
You
want
wanna hear-
impression. That's all
You
I'm
want to
gonna
hear
say.
John? My impression of John talking to Dr. Smythe?
He promised himself he wouldn't swear tonight, but he's certainly not below making inappropriate sounds.
Very inappropriate.
I already blew that out of the water anyway.
Yeah, you did.
Action number 2 for me.
Yes.
I'm going to crouch down, pick up the phone, and move back another 3 or 4 feet.
Okay, so John is still standing, or
Near
like
as you
kneeling
know, John is behind you as far as you know.
and kneeling on the ground. No.
No, I'm walking.
Oh.
He knelt down to grab that phone and put it in my pocket.
Okay.
And then as I was walking, kind of a little scooping motion.
I understood what he said.
Yeah, I had no idea. Sounds like he got a cock in his mouth. Dr. Smythe around?
Okay, you're getting dangerously close to offensive wording right there. Just thought I'd point that out.
Sorry for all you sensitive listeners out there. If you don't like it, eat me.
All right.
Wow. Well, action 3 for you, Peter.
Listeners, what are you talking about, listener?
To
All right.
the guy in Canada, we're hoping that that
pass
you're
it on.
all right with all of this.
We're hoping you fixate on Kirk.